Hello, friends. Today's topic in Dots of Destiny is the planets on the lagna. This topic I've taken because planets on the lagna they give lot of shape to our personality. So let us see how these planets, whether knowingly or unknowingly, shapes our personality in certain way. Let us talk first about the benefics, like Jupiter. If you have ever read an astrology book, you will find that Jupiter on the first house is a real benefit. Everywhere it is written that Jupiter gives, it's a 100 blessing of the gurus, and it can save you from lot of things, lot of mishaps, lot of if anything bad happens also, you'll be saved from it eventually. So Jupiter in on the lagna is definitely a great blessing, no doubt about that. But certain characteristics of Jupiter are there also. Like I feel uh, people with Jupiter on the lagna are very traditional people usually. Yeah, there can be exceptions if Rahu is having an aspect on Jupiter, but still, these people are traditional people. They follow some kind of norm, they go by the rule book, and they love to lead a life where they listen to their elders, and they are very indebted to their elders. They live, they can want to live a simple life, not a complicated life. They have teacher kind of an attitude, or they behave, they sometimes they most of the time when they'll be talking, they will be teacherly like. Their way of conveying their speech will be kind of like a teacher. And whether that person in very small topic also, they'll give you some advice on that. They will love to talk in length about things, and they will explain details. Jupiter can give great affinity to the father in a horoscope, because Jupiter on the lagna, elderly people, they respect elderly people. Father like figures are very important in their life. And also Jupiter, for a female, if Jupiter is on the lagna, uh, when they get married, after the marriage, prominent figure is their husband. This is what I've noticed, very much I've noticed. See, always I read the books, but always I do not agree with all the conditions, in the sense that it changes a bit here and there. Suppose Jupiter is in a debilitated condition, then what happens? This person is a people pleaser kind of attitude is there. uh, they will um, they will not be very roughshod with others. They will always have a very pleasant kind of an approach towards people, which at times I find is too much for, at times you have to be a little different, a little attitude should change a little bit. They are mostly people pleasers, and they will have a smile on their face. And if Jupiter is exalted, then they will have a quest of knowledge. Lot of knowledge they would want to garner in this lifetime, that will be there. So it will vary with the sign it is in. Like Jupiter, if it is in Taurus, then a Taurus is a money sign. It is a second house sign, money, wealth, family. They'll be too much attached to that kind of a thing. So obviously, Jupiter in Gemini, they may have a very fantastic speech, and they may convey their words very nicely, very crisp conversation and very nice conversation. Anyway, Jupiter I find is mostly good, but they follow a fixed path. They are traditional people. They are not the out of the box kind. They And that is why I think society loves them. I feel that They are loved by the people of the society because they would love to follow the norms. They follow a kind of righteousness in their life. But Jupiter can give certain sinus issue, kapha issue that can be there in the life of the person. Some gain in weight can also happen over the years. But overall, this placement, what I feel, is a overall benefit for the horoscope. That is what I meant to say. That if the total horoscope is also not very good, yet Jupiter on the lagna can save a person, whether debilitated or exalted or in whichever sign Jupiter is. Though it does not work very well in Saturnic sign like Aquarius and Capricorn, but still Jupiter being Jupiter, it gives a overall well-being to the horoscope. If the person has some problems also, they will overcome in due process, in process of time. So that is the advantage of Jupiter on the lagna. That is what I have seen. So personality is like that. It builds up the people pleasing kind of a personality. They smile, they love to interact with people, they will talk, they don't have very maybe their ambitions may not be too high. They live a comfortable life and they love it in that way. That is the greatness of Jupiter. They feel that some kind of satisfaction comes in and they live in gratitude towards whatever things happens, mostly whatever they have got or achieved in their life. So that is what I have observed about Jupiter. Next benefic is like Venus. Venus on the lagna, though Venus is a complicated planet, in my observation of the planet, I have seen Venus, though it is a little, it is a diplomatic planet, if I put it in the right way. Suppose Venus is in Libra and on the lagna, the person will be good in diplomacy. First and foremost is that what I've noticed. That is why many politicians also have very good Venus in their horoscope. But having said that, they will have a pleasing personality. They will love to give and see, they love good things for themselves and for others also. Like they will they will have a heart for giving. Venus, especially in the Kendras, I have noticed that Venus in the 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, they can give. They have that capacity, and they love also take savoring. They love that also. They will enjoy. They will have artistic qualities. They will have good qualities actually, and if Venus is in dignity, they like exaltation Venus, Libra Venus, exaltation Venus. Obviously, there'll be a spiritual touch to it because it will be the Pisces lagna. In Jupiter's house, Venus reaches a different climax altogether. They believe in higher living if Venus is in exaltation. And if Venus is in Libra, it is a good placement. They will love all the good things. They will have they'll not be easily satisfied with the things around, like smallest of things. They will be a little not detail oriented. They will go into like the choice will be very classy. That is how I can put in it, classy Venus, if it is a nice Venus. If Venus is debilitated, debilitation planet is not a bad planet, but problem is that Virgo Venus will want to savor the luxury, can have things, but satisfaction does not come easily because Virgo is the original 6th sign. So here Venus only gets satisfied with most of the material things that it wants from life. Now, problem with material things is that once you use it, it loses its value very quickly. That is the problem with the 3D world that we live in. The moment we get the thing and we use it for some time, it starts losing its value. So that is why Venus, I feel, gets debilitated in Virgo. It is not a bad Venus, but it can be an extravagant Venus due to its capacity, in the way that it wants to satisfy itself so much, it can go to that level. But otherwise, Venus can give a very pleasing personality to the person, and good Venus can give a high end thinking to the personality, and they will love to romanticize. They will have those kind of traits to their character. Some romantic dealings can come in their life. Venus, if it's a male horoscope, wife becomes too important for them, or they can be surrounded with female figures, those who are important, especially the wife. So if I have seen, Venus is in Taurus, family is very important. Family comes foremost for them. They love all the good things like jewelry, like music, like good food, like family get-togethers, lot of people. They like all these things. And Venus in Libra is a little different from that. Venus in Gemini also does good, because Mercury sign, not in Virgo. Gemini Venus can have lot of talents, because Gemini is that kind of a hobby. It's the third house. It's crafty, and Venus makes a person very crafty, maybe in musical things, maybe in poetry, maybe in many other things. See, Venus is not only limited to these things. Even a chemical oriented person, chemical field, working with chemical things, can also come with Venus. So it is a good placement, and it can make a person cheerful also, because Venus is a nice planet. They love to take the best of the world, and they love to be in their best spirit. So it is a good planet. Obviously, it can be indulgent also. Because it is Lakshmi, they can want wealth. Wealth can be a big criteria in their life. They want to accumulate wealth. That is also a part of Venus. If it is afflicted by Rahu Saturn, especially Rahu, they can go into overindulgence, into any kind of thing. Venus is also good wine. Any good quality thing is which is tastes your taste buds. It is like a good quality wine is also Venus. It can go overindulgent if it is aspected by Rahu. With Saturn, Venus comes with certain limitations. Venus in Aquarius, like Capricorn and Aquarius, Capricorn Venus has a different taste. It can be work-oriented Venus. They can have a good name in the work area. See, 10th Venus, Capricorn is the original 10th house. If it sits on the lagna, it will carry some significance of the 10th house. Whether they will be liked in the office place, or they will have a good rapport with the people in the office area, or they remain kind of a diplomatic attitude and maintain relationships over there, because Venus is also relationship. It takes when it's on the lagna, relationship is very important. Aquarius Venus is again different. Aquarius is networking. They will have networking circles, whether business or other things or other monetary factors or benefits that comes from the network, or humanitarian factors also, because Aquarius is that sign which gives back to the society. So Venus, when it's in Aquarius, I have seen it is very benevolent giver. So that kind of touch also Venus has in Aquarius. This I've seen so many times. So Venus is good on the lagna. It is good if it is well placed, not very badly afflicted by malefics. Then it is a good placement. It can, yeah. And they can have nice facial features. They can be good looking. They can be classy. They can love to wear clothes very well. They love to talk with people. They want good relationships. They have a mutual give and take. They know how to handle different relations in different spheres of life. Venus is good in that way. Then Mercury is a benefic on the lagna. With Mercury, though it is a benefic, and Mercury gets a good digbala on the lagna also, But there are certain things I feel about Mercury is that it is sociable. It is also a witty planet. If it is well placed, it is really good. It can give a charming face. It can protect the youth of the personality. But most of the time, I have found these people are certain little bit frickle in their mind. They suddenly they can speak something without much thought, and sudden burst of words can come out from their mouth. It is not that they their mind works very quick, quirky mind, and patience is less. That I have seen many times with Mercury on the lagna. They lack patience. They cannot wait for things. They want it fast. And these are traits of like whether in Capricorn, in Aquarius also, those Saturnic signs are very solid signs, but still I have seen that on the lagna. And they can get married very fast. That can also happen. They are though they are resourceful, they will be able to do things very fast. Like if you give them a work, they'll somehow make the both ends meet, and they will make that work happen. That is also there with Mercury, very fast use of hands. They can do that. They like to talk, they like to convey all the things that is going on in their head. When you talk with them, you'll feel nice, because Mercurian nature will come through in the personality. You will love to talk with them. But there can be sudden offs also. They can suddenly be off if they are not feeling very good, because that moodiness, Mercury is a child after all. They have stubbornness like a child. Many times I've seen this, that um, they are very good at one point of time. Suddenly they have that child stubbornness, and they don't want to get into the point that you are trying to bring forth. They will stick to their point. So that is the childishness of Mercury which comes through. Gemini Mercury can be, see, don't take it in a negative way, but sometimes the childishness can also lead to selfishness. That is also at times there. Maybe in a playful way, because see, there are two very selfish people at two stages of human existence, is that a child and an old person, because they don't care about the world around them. That is how Mercury works sometimes. That's what I'm trying to say. On the lagna Mercury, because see, Mercury is a planet which holds the third and the sixth house. So obviously you can see the third is efforts. They would put in effort. They will put in effort. Something goes wrong, again they'll stand up, they'll put in the effort. That will keep on happening with them. Sixth house, suppose Virgo is rising, is there, Mercury is exalted on the lagna. They have a strange nitpicky thing. They are talented people. They can be very good in like certain subjects like mathematics and all calculations, but that is also there. But they can have a strange stubbornness to their nature. That is also there, because sixth house is dealing with, after all, Rogrin Chatru. So they have to have that. They will have that fighting spirit, that I'll not move from here. I'll stick to my point. I'll win it. By somehow I'll win it. So the childishness of Mercury also comes through. If Mercury is afflicted by Rahu or something, then that can go to a different height. And it can also, that stubbornness can become very, sometimes agitation in their brain. They get very agitated and they feel very, shaken up. That very frickleness comes, or if Mars is there with Mercury, then hot-headedness, lot of hot-headedness. They can sudden shoot up anger can happen. They can become very angry, and that anger may be of, it could have been like 5%, it shoots up to 50%. That kind of anger with Mars Mercury, because see, Mars and Mercury does not go well at all. Only it goes well with money making things. They can adapt a fierce, because Mars is a fighter and Mercury is business. They adapt a fierce, businessman kind of a tactics. Otherwise, if Mercury is well placed, they can be good negotiators also. They can be. They can be very good negotiators. They can talk very well. Their conversation can come very through and cutting. Like this, I've seen in Mula Mercury. When the second house, even Ketu Mercury also sometimes, or Mercury in Ketu Nakshatra, their speech, because Mercury is the speech, the ability to convey your words, it can be crisp, short, and to the point, and they will just know what to say. So conversation wise, if it's a good Mercury, they are skilled, they are crafty, they know how to break the ice. So that way Mercury is good, but they can be at times fickle also, because fickleness is a very it's a very inbuilt property of Mercury. So these are the points as of now I am thinking about. So Mercury, otherwise Mercury will give a jovial nature. They love to travel, because third house is house of traveling, short distance journeys. They will crack jokes, they will make you laugh, sudden presence of mind will be there, sudden humor, very humor cracking, sudden humor, sudden jokes, they'll make their presence felt. You'll feel a good company with such people with Mercury on the lagna. With Marsian sign, they can become stubborn. This I've seen with Aries Mercury and Scorpio Mercury. Again and again I've seen they're very stubborn in their way. And Virgo Mercury is a little difficult to deal with, because Virgo is a very nitpicky, critical sign. And how much they are very calculative. They have all these, they are critical, they love to criticize. They can be good critics. That is also comes under the domain of Mercury. These are the traits we can see in Mercurian sign. Business, crafty, good speech, jovial, good presence of mind, all these things. So that is how Mercury builds up the personality on the lagna. It's a typical Mercurial personality. Okay, next benefic is Moon. Moon on the lagna is definitely a people's person, because Moon is public first and foremost. And second thing is that when Moon is on the lagna, the where Moon is, the mind of the person is on self most of the time. Now here there is a very big difference between Rahu and Moon. Rahu is me planet. Moon is also, obviously your mind is on yourself. When Moon is on the lagna, your mind is fixated on yourself, but at the same time they will love to deal with public people. So whenever they are in a public relationship, whether a counselor, whether a teacher, whether a lawyer, whether a whosoever has a relation with public, they do well. When they do well usually when Moon is on the lagna. Now Moon, problem with Moon is that it is a waxing and waning planet. So a waxing Moon will give a bright personality. That personality will be such, especially I have seen fiery Moons, they are very get goers. They love to achieve what they want for themselves, and there is a very thin line of self-worth and selfishness. I have found again and again, Moon is they know their self-worth, and Rahu at times can become selfish when it's on the lagna. So there lies a difference between Moon and Rahu. Moon can give a very nice, bright, facial features to the person. If it is well aspected by Jupiter, Venus, or good planets, or it is a waxing Moon, it is like Ekadashi, from that part of the moon, the near towards Purnima. it will give a good personality also. And they capture the eye of the people wherever they go, that kind of personality. Now moon, if it is exalted, um, this moon is a bit laid back. A Taurus moon is very peace loving moon. Actually, they, whatever they want in life is peace and family and good food and all the good things. That is how the Taurus moon is. That's why, see, moon is a very nurturing planet. It's a watery planet. It's a dreamy planet. It dreams. What it dreams according to the sign where it is. If it is Gemini, it will have very crafty mind. It will dream about different hobbies and it will put into these things into action. If it is a fiery moon, it's a go-getter moon. They will love to dream big. If it is a Taurus moon, earthy moon are a very soft kind of a moon, very soft. The moon finds very lot of contentment in Taurus. So it loves all the good things. Capricorn moon also, I've seen people are subdued, but they can work really very hard. They can work, but they will not speak that much about it. So the moon behaves in different way in different signs. Watery moon can be too much emotional on the lagna, can make a person too emotional. And moon is the mother. They can be too much emotionally attached to the mother or mother figures, and their life can be, on an emotional roller coaster ride, because ultimately the moon is a very waxing waning planet, so it will give that kind of a personality. If it has an aspect of Rahu, then that emotion shoots up to a different level, and it can give to some kind of obsession also about self, about mother, about things they love in their life. This is how the characteristics of moon is on the lagna. So moon, if it is waning, then it cannot be good for the mental wealth and the physical, because see, if the mental well-being is good, the physical also will show up in that way, if major diseases obviously not there. So the moon, if it is in a debilitated condition, unnecessary thoughts can always creep in. That is the problem with moon in Scorpio. They have unnecessary attachments, which is not maybe causing them any good, but still they have that. Those things happen. Now, please, those who know the chart of our PM Narendra Modi, don't come up with that, because he has a Mars on the Scorpio on the lagna with the moon conjunct. So that's a different story. His moon is working in a very different way. But otherwise, if the moon is in Scorpio, such things can happen to the personality. Otherwise, if the moon is good, they are public person, they love to deal with public people, also love to deal with them. They have good pleasing personality. They stand out in a crowd. They love to mingle with people. People also love, and they have a nurturing nature, because after all, moon is a mother. So it sits on the lagna, it will give a nurturing nature to the person. They will be able to. They'll be able to, give forth that kind of a energy to the other people, give a hand to the people, whenever, like advise a hand, some helping hand, or, moving forward and helping the public in general. These kind of things are seen when moon is on the lagna. Now let's talk about the malefics on the lagna. The malefics have their working in a very different way on the lagna. Like the sun. The sun is a natural malefic because it is a hot and dry planet. These people are very, sun is the king. So when there is the sun on the lagna, you will not find these people interacting with too many people for a too long time. Because wherever the sun sits, it dries up the area because of its bright light. I have seen these people do good in administrative field, in higher posts, in controlling the crowd, but internally they want to remain a little secluded from the people around them. That is how the sun works. And sun is the controller of the solar system. If you see that, it is in the middle and all the planets go around them. So if the planet is, if the sun is not in very bad dignity, it will have people coming around them, but they will mix and mingle with only very few people. Father will have a huge influence on their life, huge, most of the time. And that influence will be good if, even if Saturn is aspecting, father's life can be tough, but the influence will be good. They learn a lot from that experience. If Rahu is with Sun, then some malefic incidents can happen with the father or even to their name fame, because Sun is the giver of name fame. That is the planet which gives us the name fame, the Leo sign, the 5th house. Otherwise, these are people of, they have a personality of their own. They will be a man of few words. They don't want to talk too much. They will convey their words very, they will sort the words out properly, and in short lines they will love to speak. If they have a, if somebody has a Buddhaditya yoga, they will have good far-sightedness. That is also what happens with Sun Mercury on the lagna. They can give, they will have a spiritual touch also to their nature, because Sun is the soul. The when the Sun is on the lagna, the soul will want to learn many things, and they will be able to learn some of the spiritual things of this lifetime. They will have that, what is the journey of the soul, how it works, where it is going, what am I doing. Is power making, some people can work with power and can become corrupt also. That is also there if the Sun is malefic. But usually when the Sun is on the lagna, they will have a reddish kind of a face. Hair can be scanty. They usually they can have medium lifespan. Usually I have seen that. Don't take it as a verdict, but this is what I've seen. The life is medium to long, like that. And they have a very strong stand. They stand very firm, and they have that kind of a personality that you'll adhere to it. You cannot mess with them. They have their own way of tackling people. That is how the Leo sign is also. And Sun, whenever it is sitting on the lagna, will bring characteristics of the Leo sign with it. So other than, they will be proud about some things in their life, undoubtedly. Now, whether it's a good or a bad pride depends on the situation of the Sun. See, when Sun is in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it is a very bright Sun. It's exalted, own house. Sagittarius is the 9th house. They can have a haughty temperament. They can be sometimes hot-headed. They can have an attitude of their own. That is also seen, but they are also never stopping, because they, in fiery sign, the Sun is on the go. It is like burning fire. Sometimes it's too much for people to take it. I agree with that. Sun does good in earthy signs also, like Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn. Here also Sun does good, because it gains the strength with a lot of experiences. Earthy signs they have that patience, and Sun is the fire. Earth and the fire combination, for me, I have seen it works good. Wherever I have seen Sun in the earthy signs, I find it's working well on the lagna. Yeah. And there's the soul is there. The soul is there for the Taurus is the family. Virgo is like, the competitiveness. And obviously Capricorn is the 10th house, or the Sun in Capricorn on the lagna will give a dynamic personality, can be a very good, hard-working personality also. Sun in airy signs is a little, swing, because see, fire and air is too much. The fire blows out more. They can be a little overboard with their personality. It can be like too much of pride also, and it goes too much, it's not required. Pride less, I feel. You should have certain dignity and pride of your own, but too much of anything, because the air blows the fire, the sun is a burning planet, it becomes at times too much in airy sign. Watery sign sun is an internal ego, it is deep embedded. Immediately you will not be able to understand the personality. Slowly you'll get, yes, that is the sun on the lagna. They will have that kind of a personality. This is what I've seen. Secluded, not very much mingling with people. They have that kind of a administrative, lonely, solitary, very dignified presence of a good sun. Yeah, that is sun. Mars is the soldier on the lagna. Very Mars is a, see, Aries is the first sign. Obviously Mars, if it is well placed, it gives a very driven personality, it gives a very sporty personality, it gives a personality which loves to maintain their body. They are very conscious, because Aries is that. They if it's a Scorpio Mars, they are strategic planners. They will have a lot of strategy. Scorpio is the 8th house. You cannot even understand. It is a mysterious Mars. It is a secretive Mars. When it is in Scorpio, the strategy will be made inside within that personality, and later it will come out. So Aries and Scorpio Mars are very different. The personalities will be very different. Aries will be a very forward, outgoing, adventurous. Scorpio also will have those, but subtle and very mysterious, and they will have a raw sex appeal to them, and they will love adventure sports. They will have a very, they can give a lot of penance to the body also. For maintaining the body, they can give a lot of drive, they can work, sweat out for hours. That is also there. If Mars is in Saturnic sign also, it's good. I have found both Capricorn and Aquarius Mars works well for me, as far as I have seen, because it gets exalted. It is a strategic and very well built Mars. It knows how much to talk, how much to do, how much not go overboard, how much is to drive, what to work out for. Very focused Mars. Mars in Venusian sign Libra Taurus can go a little, Taurus is a very stubborn sign, it's the bull. So Mars in debilitated condition in Venus sign, in Moon sign, in Mercury sign can be quite stubborn. Here comes the Mars who will not agree with things. They are not strategic, they are blunt. They are purely blunt Mars. They will convey what they want. They will have my way or the highway. It's very difficult to convince them about anything. And they can go into verbal spat. Sometimes they, in debilitated Mars, though Mars is a fast rate benefit for Cancer, but if you are a Cancer ascendant and having Mars on the lagna, there can be unpleasant fights. There can be unpleasant emotional turbulence, which comes out as a display, all these things can happen with the debilitated Mars. So Mars is a planet, I find it double-edged, because if it is good, it is super good. If it is not dignified on the lagna, personality can have lot of problems. That needs to be checked, because after all, Mars on the lagna is a Manglik also, and Manglik personality I have seen is good in many ways, but they have certain things which we need to be a little careful of. That is also, they themselves also has to be careful of. Like debilitated Mars can feel too attached about things, too emotionally clingy at times. These are the traits. Otherwise Mars is a very, very dynamic planet, as we all know. It is the drive. It is the drive that we have. But these people, they they will be a little also, to some extent, will be a little selfish. Because see, a soldier, it's a soldier, they have to protect themselves, and they are fighting for their cause, whether for the country or whatever. They have to also keep safeguard of their life also. Yeah, they can give life for the country. They can, Mars on the lagna can have good pride also for the country, for these kind of things, military, policemen. But they have to strategize things also. They cannot just run into a war, whether war of life, whether war of a real war they're fighting. So that kind of a personality Mars develops, but dynamic personality, and they can have chiseled body. They can take care of their body. Women having Mars will be also very go-getter type of an attitude. But Gemini Mars Virgo Mars can be a little self-centered, if not, if I can use it in that way, self-centered. That whatever I want, I'll get it. Whether like it doesn't matter. That kind of a thing it gives, because Mercury is characteristic also. It gives the childishness to the Mars, and the Mars goes with it, goes with that. That's why the Mars Mercury combination, because they are first rate enemy with each other, the combination, it depends on the sign on which it is, whether Mars is stronger or Mercury. So this is what I've seen Mars on the lagna. Sometimes they jump on things without even thinking. They'll jump on things. So a little recklessness also seen at times. If Rahu's effect is there, it can blow up. So these things, what I have seen with Mars on the lagna. Then comes Saturn. Saturn is first rate malefic, no doubt. Saturn, when it's on the lagna, see, it is an old planet. Slowly but surely, it will make the person gain a lot of experience, and the person can be a little lonely, a little slow. They will take time to think and do things. They will have a matured outlook, and things will not come very easily to them. They will have to do lot of work to get things out of Saturn on the lagna. Even if it is an exalted Saturn, Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn in Capricorn, Saturn is such a planet, it is the judge. It gives no advantage to even its, not to that extent, to even its exalted sign. Or this is what I've seen. You can find out with your own experiences if somebody is having a Capricorn, Aquarius, or Libra lagna. And Saturn, one thing about Saturn on the lagna is that it is Dikshunya, because 7th is the Digbala point of Saturn. So here Saturn can, they can, because Saturn is a planet of status, they can have very eager to get status in life, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time. And lagna Saturn may feel dissatisfied with their experiences of life. They can have an uncanny body, lean, they can look a little older. They may not be able to mix with too much of people, because Saturn is the outer planet. It's very far away. It feels it is mleccha. It feels it is not within the society. It feels it is labor-like, servant-like. But having said all these, I feel that this is the placement which can give a lot of spiritual touch and a lot of experiences, though not very good, but they become very fast, wise with time. That is how the Saturn helps them to shape their future. They understand that things has to be done, things has to be worked slowly, their way up. Things cannot happen overnight. They don't have unrealistic views of life. They'll never have that. And they will have an affinity towards working. If Saturn is not in a very bad condition. Because see, Aries Saturn, when it is in debilitation, Aries is a very fast sign. Saturn says slow down, do slow steady work, and Aries is fast. So here the energy gets mixed up. That is the problem. So the Aries Saturn, why Saturn gets debilitated is that Aries people, they want to do a lot of things at the same time. They jump into things. Saturn takes slow planet. Do it slowly, in a calm way. Take time, then go ahead. There lies the mismatch. It is not that an Aries Saturn will not, progress. It's not that. But there is a mismatch in the energy. The amount of patience which Saturn requires when it is on the lagna, because see, it is your body, the lagna is you, and Saturn wants, first thing is patience, going through experiences, suffering, and then learning from them. So here where that is the problem with Saturn on the lagna, because it is affecting your personality. You can have some bad taste. You can feel that you have to do too much to get certain works done, because Saturn makes you worthy of that thing. You don't get a thing which you are unworthy of. Jupiter may give you that. It's a guru. Saturn will not give you that. It will pay you for everything that you get. It is not an easy placement. Aquarius Saturn, if Saturn is on Aquarius or Capricorn, they can have very good business, because Saturn is also status, money, all these things. So because it is the holder of the 10th and 11th house, but by the time they get it, they will not show off. They can have a lot of things, but they will love to lead a simple life. That kind of a planet is Saturn, because the input you give to get things when Saturn is on the lagna is too much, and then you realize that there's no point in showing off things. Lead a simple life. That is important. You may have lots, but living the simplicity of the life is shown by Lord Saturn. That is my experience with Saturn on the lagna. Yes, it can give a feeling of loneliness, because Saturn wants you to stay alone and realize that the world is what the world is about, how the universe is working, what is the karma, how the karma is playing on. It is a that kind of a planet. It's a heavy planet to deal with. It is not an easy planet. Saturn on the lagna is not an easy placement. It is not an easy placement. That I must say. But these people, if really it's a good Saturn, like Saturn, that's it, whatever I've said, that even Taurus Saturn, Gemini Saturn, whichever sign Saturn is, Leo Saturn can be difficult, because Leo is arch enemy of Saturn, or Cancer Saturn on the lagna. You can feel emotionally low. You can feel less of confidence. These things also Saturn does, because Saturn is not a confidence giver planet. It will make you feel a little depressed. It will make you feel lonely. It can make you feel that I'm not worthy, because that is how Saturn works. But nonetheless, it paves your path towards long-term goals, because Saturn believes in long-term things, not everyday affair thing. It is not a lighter planet. It's not an inner planet. It's a bhari bharkam outer planet. So it makes your life it carves, it makes your life work in that kind of a karma. That is Saturn. Rahu and Ketu are the last two malefics on the lagna. Ketu is a planet which can give a shy personality. And even among the many, it can be lean, taller, height can be taller. Lean personality can feel little confused in the early stages of life. If Ketu is in a good sign like Sagittarius, it will gain a lot of wisdom in this lifetime, because Rahu Ketu, as we know on the lagna, it is there for a cause. And any planet for that matter on the lagna, but especially if it is Saturn, Rahu, Ketu on the lagna will give experiences which are not sometimes can be, described in words. The person may be shy, they may not want to speak too much, but they can be intense if the sign is good. If the sign is good, they can be intense people. They can go depth of matters. They are, because head is not there for Ketu, they can be heart oriented person. They're all heart. It can be like that. But yes, they can remain dissatisfied. It is not, again, it is not an easy position. Any malefic on the lagna has a purpose of making your life difficult in certain ways, so that you go towards the better or the higher good of life. That is how the malefics work. This is what I've seen. Ketu on the lagna will give that kind of experiences which are maybe sometimes even dreamy, supernatural, sometimes which you cannot express with your words. You can feel lacking within. You can feel some anxiety lacking. You're unable to put your personality across or your words across to people. You can feel subdued. You can feel that you are not worthy much. That can also happen. Other than that, Ketu in Sagittarius, Leo, have seen their fiery Ketus. They are, they know, they are quite cutting, that kind of people. It can make you feel lonely also. Ketu is that kind of a planet. It makes you behave in that way, because it is a headless planet after all. Experiences with, because your concentration is on Rahu. Yeah, so what I feel, Ketu people should concentrate on them also. That is also important, and should think that what they can do ahead with their life. Sometimes Ketu people are very high, they have very high ambitions also. That is also seen. Ketu is an extreme planet. It works at two levels. As I've always seen, Ketu can be a saint and a terrorist both. They require equal amount of conviction, equal amount, because that kind of a surrendering. Ketu is surrendering to the ultimate. That's why Ketu works in good in Pisces, Jupiterian sign. In Sagittarius, it gets the wisdom. So I feel if there is a Ketu on the lagna, a person can learn more, because they're open to learning. Rahu is more of like, I know everything. Ketu is like, I know nothing. So they're open to learning. They can learn more. They're receptive, more receptive people, because they think from the heart. The brain calculation is not happening with Ketu that much. So that way, Ketu works in. Sometimes people can feel that on the Ketu on the lagna, I have a weird personality. They can feel like that also. That's why they lose some kind of confidence also within them. They feel some lack happening. Only knowledge can fulfill that lack. The more you get knowledge, Ketu becomes more. That is why Ganesha, praying Ganesha, Jupiterian signs, Ketu is good. They gain that knowledge and then they gain that confidence within. That is the best thing about Ketu on the lagna. Rahu, last but not the least, gives a very high, lofty ideas on the lagna. They can have long, well-built bodies, and they feel that they always feel that Rahu will always give a thing on the lagna, that I have to do something for myself in this world and create some kind of, if not legacy, some kind of name and fame, because Rahu is that kind of a planet which wants to which craves for attention, name, fame, goodness, better things, bigger things. That is how Rahu works. That is the tendency of Rahu. So, and you are born with Rahu because of that only, because ultimately we take the energy of Ketu and we are going towards Rahu. So I'm not telling there is anything wrong in that, but try and understand the people around you. It is not only about yourself, it is about the people also, those who are mingled in your life. It will, sometimes Rahu can go very, too much obsessed with their own things, own personality, that they forget about the things that is working. around them. That's why also it gives a turmoil in the relationship. Ketu being in the 7th, it can give a turmoil in the immediate partnership relationships, like that. They and I have seen Rahu people, they ultimately realize that I'm better off, by myself, because I can give time to myself, I can give my life an aim. And usually if it is in a good sign like Taurus, Gemini, the ideas are very lofty. Also Aquarius, Rahu's own home. Capricorn Rahu also does good. It does good. Aries Rahu can be too much over the top at times, because it is already a Marsian sign. Go get a Rahu on the lagna, fires up the thing. Mars and Rahu, Angarak Yoga. So Virgo Rahu is very crafty. They have great sense of lot of skills they have, because that is Mercury gets exalted there. Rahu does good in Mercury sign. They can really work wonders in their life. With themselves, I feel Rahu on the lagna, people will always work towards their own development of personality. They will always do that. That is how Rahu will give the tendency to the people. They will always work towards their own self development. And obviously Rahu is not an easily satisfied planet, cannot satisfy that planet easily. But yes, obviously you're born with a Rahu on the lagna means you're destined to develop your personality, and you have to do that. That is how it is supposed to be. Yeah. So, but sometimes it can be too much cutting, too much overindulgent. At times it can be. If it's a malefic Rahu, everybody will not have a good Rahu on the lagna. Everybody, many people, there are so many combinations that can happen. So sometimes it is dangerous also. They can get fiercely obsessed with things also. So that's why here Rahu Ketu on the 1-7 axis is a difficult, and this lifetime is here to change you. Whether Rahu and Ketu on the lagna, you will have a massive change in this lifetime itself. Massive change of personality. Situations will make you change your personality. It will be like that. So this is my dealing with how the planets on the lagna shape our personality. Hope you like the video. Do not forget to like, share and comment. Please press the like button, share my video and do comment. That is also important for me. Till then, goodbye to all of you. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.